What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Secret Neighbor the Neighbor case. This is part 3, and in this one we're going to be getting a lot of the roofs in, pretty much all of them. The only one we don't actually finish is this one right here on the back, one of the two big ones. But we do get the other one finished to what we can without the other one, I guess. And yeah, we're definitely getting there on the outside, at least. Really, it's just details after the roof will be done probably at the beginning of the next part. But anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so we're honestly gonna just start doing things. Like, I don't know what's gonna be happening here. We're gonna start with the, like, porch, or the front porch slash deck, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's technically a porch, but whatever you want to call it. We're going to start with that. Also, a window that I just realized we missed. Is that the only one of that kind? I sure hope so, because I don't feel like checking the whole build immediately, but I'll probably notice later anyway. You want to start by getting out the following materials, ignoring my classic blunder. Quartz pillars, smooth quartz blocks, and no, yeah, never mind, I guess that's fine. Smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz slabs, warped planks, mangrove slabs, warped stairs, and like, is there anything else that makes sense here? Not really at the moment. Well, no, we'll go nether brick fence and lanterns. That's fine. Hold on. What is this notification? I got scared. I thought I misclicked something. So we'll start with that window. If you take the front door here, we want to start with the front of the build because that's where the porch is. You want to count up to the 4th yellow terracotta above the door, or is it the 5th? No, it is the 4th. And you're going to replace that particular one with a smooth quartz block. Left and right of that block, you'll break the yellow terracottas and replace them with smooth quartz stairs facing inward, so it should be towards that block, and it almost looks like a crown or something. You'll break the row of 3 yellow above, and off either smooth quartz stair above them, you'll place upside down smooth quartz stairs facing the same way. And then in the top center, you'll have an upside down smooth quartz slab, which should give you a lowercase n that somebody put in a hydraulic press. Sorry, I'm just minding my business, not actually. What you want to do from this point is you want to take the window left and right of the door, and you're going to take the, like, inner row of glass panes, and particularly the yellow terracotta above it on both sides. And you're going to extend this particular yellow forward with 5 warped planks. Again, on both sides. You will connect those together in its entirety, or their entirety, which will give you a rectangle. I guess it's 2, so it would be there. A grammar's hard. You can take... There's 2 ways you can take this. You can either take the warped and count in by 1 along the front and bring this block down on both sides with quartz pillars, or alternatively, it's just behind this smooth quartz slab, this upward facing quartz pillar you'll just bring up. Either way works, just, you know, make sure that they kind of line up the same on both. And you should be good if that is the case. If not, check your math or something like that. Around the warp planks, you're going to go down diagonally out and place upside down mangrove slabs, including the corners, and just going around in a rectangle. Hopefully I want to have a good day or night also. I am for the most part. Gotta get that out of the way. You can take out of the 5 rows you should have in total going front to back, you're taking it's actually the very center warp plank. Again, it's 2 off the front and back, and it's in line with the door. You're gonna bring this plank down with 3 nether brick fence and then a lantern. Not particularly brilliantly lit, but it is lit, in fact. I'm gonna switch the warp stairs and mangrove slabs in my inventory, so I have the warped planks and stairs next to each other. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to take the yellow terracotta just off the side of the windows, and I'll place a warp stair facing out on both sides. The one next to the door again. So it should look like this. It's going to be entirely symmetrical throughout almost this entire thing, so just do keep that in mind. You're going to bring the warp forward until it sticks, or these stairs, I guess, forward until they are 2 blocks further forward than the mangrove slabs that you should have. Which should end up with there, whatever that means. Just like so. You'll extend either side stair in with an upside down stair, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair. You're not doing this all the way, because from this one you're going to go up with a stair, and then you'll just go in with an upside down stair again, and it should give you, I believe, 4 of these stairs. Yeah, 4 right side upstairs and 4 upside down stairs. From that point, you'll bring the upside down stairs up with a plank, then a stair, in with an upside down stair, up with a stair, in with an upside down stair, up with a plank, up with a stair, and then you'll connect those stairs together with a plank and extend it up by 1. And that should be your roof shape. It's very weird. I struggled with this one forever because I could not get it to look exactly right. But anyway, you should have this. Get rid of the last 3 things in your inventory, which should be the mangrove slabs, nether brick fence now, and lanterns, and I believe you can get rid of the first 4, which is all the smooth quartz stuff. So you just have the warped planks and stairs left in your inventory. And get out the following. Pale oak planks. Pale oak stairs. Pale oak slabs. Stripped birch wood. Oak planks. And we'll go with light blue concrete, sure. The first thing I'm going to do is on the left and the right here. I'm going to be just behind this bottom upside down warp stair, and again, behind it, I am placing a pale oak plank. You're doing this on both sides. This is pretty much entirely symmetrical, I think this part at least is. You'll then go in from that plank with a slab, and then with an upside down slab. That should be off of the mangrove slabs like so, so I guess it's up diagonally, technically. You'll then go up from that with 2 pale oak planks, in with an upside down stair, up with 1 plank, technically, then up diagonally in with an upside down stair, up with a plank, in with an upside down slab, connect those together with a plank, extend the plank up with a stair, and then that stair up with an upside down stair, which I'm going to place a placeholder there and go boink, and then I'll remove it because I think that might be something different. The upside down slab either side of the plank you'll bring up with also pale oak, so it should look like this. If you ended up adding that extra plank here, I think it would have been, you'll have to destroy it later, but it's not really a huge deal. I just kind of want to make sure that is noticed. On top of the upside down mangrove slabs here, you're going to place a sideways row of strip birch wood facing left to right. It shouldn't go any further than it, and yeah, it should go kind of inside the pale oak though, I think. I believe that little gap is visible, yeah. In the direct center, you should be able to find it, is where this little pale oak plank sticks down. Ironically, actually, just like, well, I guess I'll trace it down to the strip birch. It'll make more sense. And then from that strip birch, you'll go up diagonally back with a light blue concrete, and then up by 2. Extend each light blue concrete left and right by 1 to give you a 3 by 3 square. As we fill this section in, we want to make sure that we leave that alone and we don't cover it. So on top of each strip birch wood, you want to place an oak plank. Make sure you don't go, like, you can go behind this pale oak plank, that's fine, but don't go behind like where a warp stair is here. You want to make sure that this is open because you essentially logically are thinking you're bringing those back and you don't want to overfill because then you'll be able to see stuff. Really from this point, it is just alternating strip birch wood and sideways strip birch wood, I should specify, and oak planks until it fills in everything. And there should be a row like kind of above the light blue like that. And yeah, you're gonna have a gap up here, that's fine. Just leave this one for now because it'll get filled in later, but we're not quite worried about it yet. Before we clear our inventory, I would recommend taking the first upside down warp stairs, like this row on the left and right, and just bringing it back along with upside down warp stairs to basically seal that gap between the mangrove and warped. And it should look like that. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Dark oak planks, or stairs, excuse me, not planks. Dark oak fence. Now dark oak planks for real this time. Dark oak slabs. Warped slabs. Warped planks. smooth quartz slabs. Just trying to see like how many roofs we can do at once challenge. Results are crazy. It's definitely clickbait. And we'll just go with that for now because I don't think there's anything else we can do. No, there's those roofs, but technically I think I want to do all those at the end, but actually those are different anyway, so maybe not. We'll see. I don't really know what I'm doing. So in the 3x3 of light blue concrete, in each corner of it, you're placing dark oak stairs, and they should face inward pretty much in any direction, which is, you want the top ones to be upside down, bottom ones to not be, left ones will be facing right ones will be facing left. And remember, the direction I consider these stairs facing is, or would be, with the side that the divot is kind of pointed towards. So like you see, I guess I'll place one on the ground and show it better. Like you see this stair here, it's got the divot here. This part of the stair that sticks out from it will be the direction it's facing, which in this case is forward, because it's towards the front of the grid. Anyway, the rest of this space will be filled in with dark oak fence, over the light blue. We can, I think, do the dip or the bow on this roof. It's not particularly complicated. This one is fairly easy. Going back from this top warp planks, actually, or this top dark, yeah, no, it is a warp plank, God. You actually want to maybe get out prismarine bricks just so we can mark this, but you're going to place a prismarine brick behind that warp plank, then a dark oak plank, 2 slabs, down diagonally back with a plank, and you want to pretty much bring that back until you're 1 block kind of up diagonally forward from the yellow terracotta, because we'll have another roof there that I think we'll also be able to make right now, which is kind of funny. That one's fairly easy. Actually, we need walls for that too, but we'll worry about those when we get there. You'll then take the next stair, the like warp stair down on either side. This is, again, on both sides you're doing this. I'm going to switch these stairs and fences in my inventory because it'll be easier. They'll go back with 2 stairs. Again, I'll do both sides simultaneously. 2 slabs. Down diagonally back with the dark oak plank, and then from there you're connecting just back into the yellow terracotta. Underneath these dark oak slabs, I'm going to just place planks to make sure that we don't have a gap. From there, you're just bringing anything back that needs to be brought back, like the warp of any kind, back with dark oak until you pretty much run into the yellow terracotta. Some of this I don't think will be needed, but I would rather get the whole roof filled in, and then we can just break whatever we might need to later. I think that makes more sense to my tiny little brain. But yeah, you see there, I might actually cut it off here. Like, it'll hit the yellow there, and then I won't bring that back, because obviously you can tell that one won't be much of an issue. And I could presume that one, but I don't actually know off the top of my head. But I'll have that information anyway, so not a huge deal. I wouldn't worry about it. And yeah, you should have this. I am noticing on the sides here, this warp stair, it's the second upside down warp stair. You might want to bring back with another upside down stair. It should be placeable, hopefully. You can kind of squeeze in there. Not a huge change, but you'll definitely notice it if you look for mangles. A lot of little things like that technically won't be noticed, but like, again, if you're paying attention, it will definitely stick out to you. So on both, well, I can't quite say that yet, because the right side is weird. So we'll start with the left side. Up diagonally forward from this yellow terracotta wall on the left side, you're going to place a row of warp slabs that extends over the left by 1. On the left side, you're going to bring this slab back by 1. Back with a plank. Upside down warp slab. Up with a slab. Back with a plank. Back with an upside down slab. Up with a slab. Back with a plank. Back with an upside down slab, and then up with a slab. I'll extend all that warped right with its dark oak variant, and again, you see whenever you hit the roof over here, that plank will connect to a plank, which is brilliant. These slabs will pretty much just hit anything, like, and, you know, it'll hit a wall or whatever. It'll either be slab or plank it'll hit, and it'll just stop. For the planks, if there's a stair, like, up against the wall, you will break it, but I think that's the only time you'll have to break anything is when it's a plank and a stair meeting at a point. And yeah, should look like this. I know I'm going to forget it, so get rid of your warped stairs and get out yellow terracotta. And at the left side here, just fill in these 2 blocks with yellow terracotta. Like, that's something that I'm just not going to remember if we don't do it immediately, so. You know. To help us both, I'll do it now. On the right side, you're doing kind of the same thing. You're placing warp slabs up diagonally forward from the first 3 yellow terracotta. And once the quartz pillar hits, you're going to switch to dark oak slabs for 4 slabs. And then you'll have 1 gap at the end, which we'll worry about the gap later. But Off the front of those dark oak slabs there, you'll place warp slabs, and then behind the 3 warp slabs on the left, you do the same thing. You'll go slab, plank, up diagonally, back with slab, back with plank, up diagonally, back with slab, and then back with plank, and that should hopefully get everything filled in properly. Okay, that's not what I needed to break, but it's fine anyway. So it should look like this, kind of, this side. We'll move right for the other roof that I know we can do immediately. To the right of both this like row of 2 slabs that sticks out with the warped and dark oak, you're going to place smooth quartz slabs just kind of up diagonally, I guess left from this yellow terracotta and quartz pillar. You'll actually follow this entire yellow curved bit with these smooth quartz slabs that say up diagonally out at all times. You don't have any extra blocks, it's just pretty much the bare minimum of what you would need to do this. This roof is odd. I had to go through 2 or 3 iterations of this before I got it to look right. Because of how wide this section is, I tried to do like a certain slope, and it just got too tall, so I had to change it. But you want to place dark oak planks on top of the wall itself, which should be just inside of the smooth quartz steps, and it should look like this. Up diagonally in from that, you're going to place dark oak slabs. Again, only the bare minimum. You don't want to add extra slabs on the corners because that'll screw with things. And then inside of that, you'll place dark oak planks. This is where that pattern will stop because we do have some things to do with this particular row. We can actually just do a diagonal. You're going to take the back dark oak plank on either side and extend it up with a slab. You'll then go forward diagonally in by 3, and you should be able to place 1 slab in the middle to connect. Directly inside of that, again, you'll place planks. And this one's a little bit weirder. You want to place slabs on the 2 diagonals on, like, the back. And what you want to do instead is you'll connect these front slabs together with planks, so it'll kind of give you this. And on the previous row of planks, which is this, you see you have a half a block visible. The center one you'll place a slab on top of. And it should kind of give you this look from the front. This row of 3 planks should bring back diagonally in either direction to kind of give you a little smiley face almost. Extend these side planks up by 1 and then extend them in 1. And then forward diagonally in by 1, and they should connect again there. Left and right of that plank, you'll place slabs. And you'll, out of the rows of 2 planks on the left and right, you'll take the inner plank and extend it up with another plank and then connect together from there, and it should give you this. And that's kind of what your roof will look like. The cyan concrete section directly behind this, which has a red wall on the side for whatever reason, I don't know why. You want to place dark oak planks on top of it, which also includes the quartz pillar on the left. You'll place a row of warp slabs in front of this, and I think does it extend off the right by 1 as well? No, it just extends off the left by 1. And then from that overhanging slab, you're going to go back with 2 warped planks, 2 upside down warp slabs, slab on top of either. What was... Okay, whatever. You'll then take those slabs and place a plank behind them, upside down slab behind that, and then slab on top. Am I going crazy? Like, I swear I just watch blocks disappear and then reappear over there. Whatever, that's not important. Get rid of your yellow terracotta, get out red concrete, and fill in the side of this peak again with red concrete, because I know we'll forget if I don't do it now. Or I'll forget, rather. Bring each of these warped things to the right with dark oak until you run into the cyan concrete wall, which you hopefully should in every situation. 18 minutes in, it's been all roofs. I did say it was going to be like that. Apologies. I know those are generally the hardest things on these builds, but also at the same time, I just wanted to not... I wanted to not do them as we went, because that was just a lot of back and forth. I don't know. I just said no thanks, really. The next thing we can do is probably take a break from doing roofs, because, yeah... But I want to focus on getting that ready for the next roof, actually. So you can clear your inventory, I suppose, and get out the following. Cyan concrete, yellow terracotta, quartz pillars, Dark oak planks. I guess we'll get the stuff for the roof. Dark oak stairs. Dark oak slabs. Smooth quartz blocks. Smooth quartz slabs. And I think that is everything. Well, we can get out muddy mangrove roots. I don't know if we'll actually use these three immediately, but I plan to. Well, not immediately anyway, but I plan to get to them. So you want to head to the back left where you have the greenhouse specifically. It's going to be like, you're going to have this window you should be looking at on the left wall. It's the 4x3 of iron bars with these signs off the, I guess, both sides of them technically. You want to take the yellow terracotta, and you should have one row in front of it right now. And in addition to that one, you want to add 11 more. Just like this. That is, there we go. Nice. So you should be 12 in total with that one before. Well, I guess it's more than that because of the total wall, but 12 before or after the iron bars. Do then place a row of upward facing quartz pillar at the end. And I'm also going to actually extend this up by 1, and then I'll bring it all the way back along this wall. Not really important yet, but I will also bring that top quartz pillar forward by 1 with a sideways quartz pillar. From this point, we're just connecting this column we made with that column there, and you're going to connect them together with cyan concrete for whatever reason. I don't know why. Just make sure you don't do the very bottom one on this wall, because I think that's lower than what you can, yeah. So I'm going to pick it should be the top 4 on this one, shouldn't it? The top 4 on the front one is what you do truly need to connect. It'll end up being more than that on the inside, but yeah, and then again, you can kind of just bring them both over and connect them at a point, and it'll be both cyan concrete walls. And I might actually do the 5th down just because I think that'll be nice, yeah. Let's just do that. We'll give you a full wall of 5. But you really only need, like, you technically only need 1 row to mark it, but it's nice to have the whole thing anyway, so. That is our only roof break for now. It's back to roofing. So on this section here, the large one, this is an easy roof, which hopefully you all will at least agree with me come that time, but around the top yellow terracotta here, this level, you're going to place dark oak stairs up diagonally out by 1. At the front here, when you hit this dark oak plank, obviously everything left is kind of the main thing, but to the right, you're just going until you're basically 1 before this quartz pillar, so it's just 2 beyond that plank. And yeah, the only other thing is on the corners, when you like turn here and you'll have the, sideways stair, you want to actually make a dark oak slab on the corner instead. Just to give the roof a little bit more shape. I think I did this in Playcare as well, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Although this would have been made way before Playcare, so now that that's relevant, I just figured I'd mention it. You'll then from that stair row go up diagonally and do the same thing. It should basically trace directly on top of the walls, although it is a block up. And you still do want these slabs on the corners, and I think that's the only thing that really needs to be mentioned. From this point, you'll fill in this entire space with dark oak planks. I guess I'll do this by hand, because why not? So really after this one, I'm trying to think. There's the roof we're about to do after. And then there's like the main roof. And I think there's a couple going, or something going on in the back with another roof. It might just connect into the big one. I don't remember. I think it does. Or it's like, it's weird. I don't remember. I just know that it's weird. But yeah, we really just have the big one after we do the one after this, which will be, I think, the big boy of this, and will probably be like half the video, which is always exciting. I don't think the bow on it is that much though, which is good, because that makes it a little bit easier both for me and for you guys, because I don't have to do like, okay, you want to then bring this back by 12 or whatever, I can just say connect these together, boom. And then we have the blue concrete powder peaks everywhere, which are not going to be fun to make because we don't really have much to build it off of, so we're going to have to probably break where they are and then fill under, and then make them. Kind of a whole extra step, but that's what I get for using concrete powder, I guess. Anyway, you should have this. There's obviously the other details around, but we're not worried about those just yet. So, where the yellow terracotta wall is, here, this one. Up diagonally forward from it, you want to place a row of dark oak planks. It will not overhang at all, it'll just be a row of dark oak planks. And I guess I'll just connect it into the quartz pillar because I don't really know what else to do with it. Off of the left, you're placing a smooth quartz block that is overhanging. Then extending it back by 2. Back with 3 upside down smooth quartz slabs, each with a slab on top. And then extending the top slabs back with 3 blocks. 3 upside down slabs, each with a slab on top. Then back with 3 blocks. 3 upside down slabs, each with a slab on top. And then from there, you'll go back with 2 blocks. And I think it'll line up at the corner, or the wall, funnily enough. Yeah, it looks like it does. Yeah, not that that was intentional, I guess, but, you know, I did do that, so. You want to, on this wall particularly, first off, before you place anything else, on top of the cyan concrete, you're placing a row of sideways quartz pillars. Make sure you don't place them here on these front 2 blocks. You only want to go behind upside down slabs or where there's nothing at all. And then on top of that, you'll just fill the rest of this in with cyan concrete going up. Nice. From the top of this roof, just to the right, you want to place a singular row of dark oak that is just mimicking these smooth quartz. Obviously, you won't be able to do the upside down slabs, but you don't really want to anyway, because they're lame. And yeah, you should have this. This part is very odd, so stick with me here. From that point, you want to just right of the dark oak, with the exception of the front, 1 more plank on the front, so I guess I'll bring this plank back by 1 to start. But you want to place smooth quartz again that ends up sticking up a half a block in each part. So you see this is a dark oak plank, so up diagonally right I'll have a smooth quartz slab. Right of each of these planks I'll have blocks. Right of each of these planks I'll have slabs up diagonally right, and etc. You want to do this with the whole row again, except for the far front block. And you do want to do it with the back too, which is odd. I don't know why it goes all the way back. I guess it was, I don't remember. Again, you would think it would have a perimeter on all sides, but the perimeter might actually be from the other roof. I guess we'll see when we get there. I'm not entirely, like, sure on that. So, yeah. This part's gonna get even weirder. The smooth quartz slab at the front, this isn't the weird part, by the way. You want to extend this particular guy to the right by 14. And you see it's technically 2 blocks before that quartz pillar, which isn't important all that much. I just felt like I'd point it out. You're then going to go back from that with 3 smooth quartz blocks. And then you're going to go up diagonally right and back with a smooth quartz slab. Extend it back with 2 slabs. Then 3 blocks. Then up diagonally right and back again with a slab. Back by 2. Back with 3 blocks. Then again up diagonally right and back with a slab. Back 1, and then you'll just connect it all the way to the left. And that'll give you this kind of trapezoid shape. In between this, you're going to fill it in entirely with muddy mangrove roots. I like them upward facing, because I think it looks better. Do consider the fact that you would then have to, you know, make that whole, like, fill it in or something with slash fill. The way this works, though, is because the lines are perfect left to right, it doesn't really matter. You're just going to bring the muddy mangrove roots. I'm going to go sideways for the purpose of this because that's a lot of extra work to not. But you want it connecting the blocks together, and it'll be down diagonally from these slabs for the most part. You technically can't do it like that everywhere because, like, you'll see here, I'll show you on the, like, this side. If I have, essentially it's rows of 6. I guess at the top it's 4, I think. Yeah, it's 4, 6. Then I think it'd just be 6 again. Yeah, but because that front row is slabs, it kind of doesn't exactly work perfectly. So you're gonna have to take that, oh well. Yeah, just kind of work with it, but that's overall what's happening. Again, I think upward facing looks better just because of the texture. I don't know, I like the texture more. But because of the slant, I just, like, don't feel like it's worth it, honestly. No, thank you. Anyway, you should have this. I'm going to bring the dark oak plank at the front, this little row, just across to fill in this gap that you will have. And it'll stick 1 further than this roof. So you can, I guess, bring the plank back by 1, and then up diagonally back with a slab. Back 2. plank, and actually what you can do is you can keep the planks and slabs essentially out a row at all times from the smooth quartz, so to the right a row here. And you want to make sure you have them under the smooth quartz slabs here. This is a dark oak, just so you don't have a gap there. But yeah, and it should essentially look like this. It's kind of hard to explain, but that is what you should have. And that's what you should have overall for this. Kind of a weird one, but I suppose it's not the worst. So, is that the only thing we have left for the actual roofs? Because I do feel like not doing this right now is a smarter play, but also, like, I don't think a single other roof we can do. So let's start it, shall we? Get rid of the final 3 materials in your inventory and get out the following. Oak stairs, oak planks, and I don't think we actually need oak slabs. I don't think that's a thing. Yeah, it's not, so we won't. We'll do the 2 peaks that I believe should work the same, ideally, unless there's some catastrophe going on. So on the front, you have this row of quartz pillars. Basically, that almost creates like a pie or a table shape, I guess. I don't know, like, you know, the symbol pie. On the back, though, where you have this red concrete wall, you're placing a row of quartz pillar up diagonally back from it. And it'll be exactly the same length as the red concrete. And you'll notice if you check that, it should be the same, I think. So it's 218 and 234 for me. And I know it's 234 here because I could see that was in line, but I can't see the other side. And yeah, it is 218. So I guess if you go under, and then yeah, you see that lines up. So these work the same, which is good. We'll do them both at the same time as I mentioned. Off of the quartz pillar here, the like side ones on both the front and back again, you're going to place upside down oak stairs facing outward. Oh, you know what we do need? I'll get there in a sec. Or they should face inward, I guess, not outward. Towards the center of the peak is what I meant. You'll then get out oak trapdoors as well, because we will need them not now. The one thing that does change, I believe, is on the front... Actually, no, on both sides, this will stick out by 2. So bring that upside down oak stair out another block on both sides. Just because... Again, we're doing it all on both sides. I thought it was only on the front, but it is on both. Taking specifically the outer stair, you're going to go essentially out with an oak stair, down with an upside down oak stair, and then out again. And that'll just get as low as we need it because, yeah, it's nice to know where that is. And it should end up... You notice on the right side, it'll almost like cover off the top of the iron bar windows if you were to bring it across. We won't yet. But yeah, that is fine in how it should be. It's a little odd. Anyway, from that point, you'll take these oak stairs, and you're going to essentially, from them, go up with an oak stair. I have to sneeze. In with an upside-down oak stair. Up with an oak stair. I'll just tell you one. In with an upside-down oak stair. Up with an oak stair. In with an upside-down oak stair. And then I think it's one more time. So up with an oak stair, and then in with an upside-down oak stair. And then it'll give you 4, 5, 6 of the both upside-down and right-side up stairs. And yeah, again, you want that on each of the 4, because I just did it once so I could tell you the number was 6 and not have to deal with all the extra stuff. So you can literally just count it by rows of 2 instead. And yeah, that's 6 right there. You can also, I guess, check the Y level being the same. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then one more time. It's our old game of 4 corners, a suburban house classic. I have not made a suburban house in a while. I noticed that. It's been like 4 or 5 months since I uploaded one, which is funny. Anyway, entirely unrelated, but I do feel like I figured I would point that out. Is that change? Nope, that is the same. Okay, cool. So you want to extend each upside down oak stair there up with an oak plank. Up with an oak stair. In with an upside down oak stair. And again, do that on the other side. I'm just doing these in short bursts of sections that are the same. Because, yeah. This part is where it gets a little bit weird, so you're going to have to trust the process here. You're extending this upside down stair up with a plank and then up with a stair. In addition, you're taking that plank below the top stair and you're going to bring it in with an upside down stair, up with a plank, and then up with a stair. This section's just a little bit thicker, just a tiny bit. And that was how I did that. So again, it's from the upside down stair, you're up with a plank, up with a stair. From the plank below that top stair, you're placing an upside down stair inside. Plank on top, stair on top. So it should look like this. From that point, you'll take the top stair and bring them each in with an upside down stair. Up with a plank. Up with a stair. In with a plank, and then you'll extend it up by 1. But that's also not the end, because why would it be? Let's be honest. So again, upside down stair in, plank on top, stair on top, plank inside, brought it up by 1. In addition, you will extend the plank at the top there down with an upside down oak stair that faces outward. And that's kind of the peak you should be going for here. Now, there's one particular plank that sticks out here. Can you find it? It's not the top one. That would be too easy. It's this one right here on the left and right. Or I guess it's technically 4 in total, but it's this guy right here. You want to, on the inside of that, on all of them, place an oak trap door opened up against it. That'll be more important in a second here, but it's not quite important yet. We might not even start this roof, actually, like the between. We might just get it marked out entirely, and then do some of the filling of the right side at least, because that's the simpler side. You then want to extend every single other upside down oak stair or oak plank back by 1, at least on the inside. Now, when I say on the inside, I mean if you take this kind of here and just like from the underside of the roof look up, and whatever's closest to you, you're filling. Again, this plank with the trapdoor is being left alone. And then this upside down stair at the very top, you'll bring back with a plank as well, just to kind of flatten that out. But yeah, I'll explain the reason for that in a sec. Just, I kind of want to get the general vibe. So it should look like this. I will also actually bring those trapdoors in by 1 and open them against a block that doesn't really exist yet, but it'll exist in a sec. Or maybe not even immediately, but it'll exist at some point. I can assure you that much. You can't even miss it. Like, it's going to get filled accidentally, whether you like it or not. You might not even notice you're filling it and it gets filled. Because, again, that will probably be next part as of right now. Because I don't want to do the inside yet for sure. I might want to do the outside again. We'll see. From this point, both peaks are getting filled in with cyan concrete, just going up from the quartz pillar. And again, you're just going behind upside down oak stairs. I guess technically trapdoors. And gaps that are open. And then we'll just break where the windows are instead of having to worry about filling them in actively. Because they aren't centered, I think. No, neither of them are, because the other one's a 4x3, and 4-block center is not a 1-block, or 4 blocks is not a 1-block center, which is what these peaks have. I think that was why I was thinking they were different, because the window on them is different. Anyway, you should end up with this, on the front at least. Speaking of the front, if you take this window here, the window just below the peak, it's this 1x3 of glass. You're going to trace it up, and when you're on this first cyan concrete, you'll count left by 1, and you'll break 3 cyan concrete extending up. Yes, it looks weird. I wish there was something else I could do with it, but, you know, it has to be how it has to be, I guess. Actually, the other side is centered. That's fun. It's the center 3, actually. It's a 3x3, so if you, I guess, trace the top of the peak down this time instead, you can break the bottom cyan concrete. Break 1 left and right, and then 2 rows up to, again, break a 3x3. I thought it was a 4x3, but I guess that side was centered, and that was, again, maybe that was why, because the one window is asymmetrical, and the one isn't, whatever that means. So, how's it sound to make the spine of the roof, I'll call it, which is just the top section. That's kind of the actual bow. I know I said we weren't going to do it, but I think it's easier to get that out of the way rather than worrying about it later. You can get rid of your oak trap doors and get out prismarine bricks again, and first off, going in from the oak plank on both sides, you'll place a prismarine brick. Then, from that brick, you're going to go in on both sides with, I believe, 4 dark oak slabs. I want to make sure that's not a cause of that. Okay, that's not. So 4 dark oak slabs. Then down diagonally in with a dark oak plank. In by 4. Then in with 6 dark oak slabs. And then down diagonally in with a dark oak plank row that should fully connect together. Again, you can see it's not that much. We're going to do both sides. The left side gets weird, though, because of the other roof interfering and just some other things that are in general off. So what you can do now is you can take the dark oak stair again on both sides, on So you're taking 4 stairs, and you're bringing them in by 5. The one thing that was challenging with this was trying to figure out how to make the bow actually stop rather than carrying it all the way down. Essentially just that you make it more muted each time, even though you're getting lower. It's weird. You'll then go in with 5 dark oak slabs. You can see how it's basically perfectly tracing right now. Except it won't continue that. I don't think. It might, actually. I might be lying. And then you will place more than the amount. So is it 6 or 7? 7 dark oak planks that are down diagonally from that. It also just connected that like outer dark oak plank and almost create like an eye or kind of like a hook or a wrench or something. I don't know. You'll then connect those planks together with dark oak stairs. Anyway. Awesome. From this point, that's pretty much the bow of the roof done. Like, that's really all it is. Because, well, okay, you can take the, like, oak plank next and just kind of bring the dark oak planks in, and they should connect into that row of planks we just had. And from this point, though, everything else is normal. So I think we can actually fill this one in, at least the right side. You might want to leave the left open, because instead of, I guess, how do I want to describe it? Instead of connecting the roofs the way we have, because you actually go into this attic, it's better to leave it open and worry about it later. But bottom oak stairs are included here, like this very bottom guy. You're connecting these oak stairs together along with the first upside down oak stairs, just so you can fill in the gap between the stairs and the wall, or the roof and the wall, I guess, here. And yeah, if I could actually get in the right position, there we go. So you can see from the underside it looks like this, but everything else is dark oak. The only other exception I will point out is on all 4 corners, just inside of the oak stairs, like this, I guess the first dark oak stair you would place will be a prismarine brick. And you can place these on the left now. I think it's actually better to place them now just so we know where they are. And it'll just be on that, like, first upside down oak stair, which is this guy. And yeah, I'll hit you with one more thing after we fill in the right side of this roof, just connecting the oak together with dark oak. It's one thing I want to do on the left involving the oak, because I just kind of want to get it, I think, all connected, so we don't have to worry about that later. At least on the, we might not on the back left, but on the front left we absolutely can. And yeah, this is the point you'll notice those oak trap doors get filled in. Yeah. Didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, so. I kind of plan ahead and say things, because I'm expecting a certain amount of time for a certain thing to take, and then it takes half of that, and then it's like, well, we have time for this now, so let's do it. You know, that kind of vibe. Anyway, yeah, still a lot of work to do. Hopefully next part we'll finish the roofs and really any, like, details on the house itself, and then we can go and do the shed after that, which is really the next thing. And we might actually just rip the, oopsies, we might just rip the inside of the shed out, honestly. But that's what the one side of the roof looks like. Looks pretty good. Not too aggressive of a bow in the roof, which is kind of what you have to try to avoid. Anyway, on the left side, at least on the front, you're going to bring the oak stairs, like the first regular and first upside down oak stairs back until they connect to the yellow terracotta. That one we can get out of the way for sure. On the back, we technically can. I'll just give you a number instead because it's a little bit odd. But if you just take this first one, you'll bring this stair in particular back by 6. And then the upside down oak stair will be brought back by 5 since we have another one placed. Yeah. If you want, actually, you can fill the roof, like, to those points. I'm not going to, because I think it's just going to be better to fill that as we do the other roof anyway, and just do them simultaneously, rather than trying to section off, like, how far we can go precisely. But, yeah, so, for the other roof, I don't think I even want to mark it yet, do I? Let me look at it real quick, because we might actually just, like, rip out the marking for it. Yeah, sure, we can. So it's on the left side here, and we won't do the bow for it. We're just going to mark the shape of it and get the window in and everything. But if you take the back or the frontmost quartz pillar, this overhanging one, you're going to place an upside down dark oak stair off of it. The other one will be 1 block to the right of the iron bar window. So it's actually this quartz pillar here. It's an upward facing one for me, because it's just below the greenhouse little roof here where the kind of triangle ends. But you'll bring those stairs out by 1 anyway, and with regular stairs. And also bring those upside down stairs up with stairs. In with upside down stairs. Up with stairs, and then in with upside down stairs. So you have 3 of each. And we only have one side, which is really nice for this, to not have to do 2 simultaneously. You'll then go up from there with a plank. Then a stair. In with an upside down stair. Up with a plank. Up with a stair. And then you'll take the plank below that top stair and extend it in with an upside down stair. Up with 2 planks. Up with a stair. Then again, take the plank just below those stairs and extend it in with an upside down stair. Up with 2 planks. Up with a stair. And then again, you'll take the plank below that top stair and you'll bring them each in with an upside down stair, which they should connect. And either of those upside down stairs you're going to bring up with 2 planks. And then a stair facing out. Should look like this. You can bring really the whole peak of the Dark Oak over a singular row. Both upside down stairs and planks can't be upside down. The upside down stairs and regular stairs and planks. Just all of it, because the actual like wall is pushed in a little bit. It's quite the odd house in some spots, but I guess that is kind of what every Hello Neighbor house is a little interesting. Peculiar, if you will. Oh, we can't bring that over. That's actually not a problem anyway. You should have this. So again, 1 block inside of the quartz pillar, and I guess within this roof, you're just going to fill it with cyan concrete. Again, make sure you don't go behind planks or anything, because we don't need to do anything more than the amount visible. We might have to do a little bit more on the inside. I don't know exactly, though. And so this roof, or this window, sorry, is in line with the left half. So if you take these 2 center cyan at the top, you'll take the left half and just break a little window there at the bottom. The 3 rows again. But yeah, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 3 of Neighbor Case complete. Pretty good. Yeah, again, hopefully next part we'll be able to finish the roofs and start to get some of the little details in, like the spires and supports and whatever else, fencing, I guess. Not the actual fence, like the weird fences that are just on the roofs and stuff for whatever reason. I don't know. But anyway, I think I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. I just like forgot about it. Hold on. Peace.